I'm going to comment on a particular phenomena. It's called surveillance. The other side attempts to surveil, that is, watch, monitor, collect any information about my activities, anything I do or say, any person I contact. This includes electronic surveillance. They plant devices, they have informers. So, in particular, I'll tell you this. The Central Library in the city of Seattle, the computer system has definitely been hacked by these terrorist motherfuckers, and or their supporters, or both. And the whole fucking goddamn library, every fucking computer in that fucking library is used for one purpose and one purpose only: to support the terror activities of these people. Terrorism is basically an act designed to evoke terror, to produce a particular effect, to coerce someone, a nation state, a politician, a group of people, to do a certain thing or submit to a certain activity or demand. In the 60s and 70s, for instance, they would hijack planes and threaten to blow them up or kill the passengers if they didn't submit to their demands, which would include releasing their comrades who had been captured. So anyway, the Central Library in the city of Seattle, in my opinion, should be shut down. All the computers should be seized by the federal government, by the FBI, and they should be examined in detail to see what has been going on. Because the reason I know this is because the computers shut down about 15 minutes before the library closes, which probably means about 10 minutes before the library closes. When I'm there, my whatever computer, whatever other electronic device I have is being attacked, probed by these people. I can tell, I can watch them do it. I mean, I can actually watch them do it. In fact, I sit there today in the library. This is the 19th of February 2012. And about 10 minutes till, from about 20 minutes till 6 until about 10 minutes to 6, I watched this guy. Well, I've seen him before. It's sort of like a Eurofag. That's what I would describe him, a Eurofag. You know what that is? It's a faggot from Europe. Anyway. Yeah, so anyway, he was there playing with his computer, and every time I would turn my little iPhone on, he'd get interested, he'd start doing things. Then I'd unplug it. I just do this periodically to test the water. So, and I noticed that when the library does shut down its computers, it limits the possibility for them to do their activities, because they're basically piggybacking their programs or software. They're hacking applications to run along the library systems. The library, of course, it has to have a lot of fucking goddamn motherfucking terror motherfuckers and evil criminal people, critters, fucking assholes. They really should be put in a jail, put in a prison, put in fucking, bumfuck Egypt, or worse. But that's something that really can't happen right now because of historical circumstance. But anyway, so anytime I come near the goddamn library, I know I'm getting probed. It doesn't matter if I go to Starbucks. Certain Starbucks is relatively innocuous, but most of them are designed for the same purpose, So, as I have told General Petraeus and other people in the CIA, this is unprecedented. They have compromised so large a group of people in the United States, in particular, in Washington State, in particular, in Seattle, in particular, that I also would include Boston as another hot site. So that basically you know, in promise of payment or power or privilege or whatever the hell, sort of like along the lines of the Soviets. You know, they would power, privilege, status, money sometimes. Those are the things those are the carrots. The sticks, of course, where if you don't do what we say, we'll shoot you or we'll make you disappear. So anyway, so they have compromise. I mentioned this to various and sundry people, and they know it. They know it. It's just something you really can't talk about too much, because to say that like more than half the fucking goddamn population of a given state or city has given themselves over to the most evil fucking goddamn organization ever known to exist in the world is well, it's heartbreaking. I mean, for most people, if you assuming you have a heart or have a soul. Personally, these people don't have souls. You know, they don't have souls. There's no soul in them. They do have something inside, but it's more like a demon or a malevolent spirit or just fucking sin or whatever you want to call it. But anyway, there's a lot of them, and they're growing exponentially. According to the CIA estimates, they're growing as a factor of well, exponentially. Last estimate I heard was 70 million people they have found to be part legitimate, active actors, you know, participants in the terror network. And so 70 million fucking people, and that's just in this country alone. So that's a huge section. And then there's supporters, and people turn a blind eye, not actively knowing what they're doing, but they're knowing they're doing something wrong. So the thing is, so this country has already been in the shit for a long time, and ever since basically was defeated by the Soviets in 1947. But you know, they kind of held themselves together as a kind of like a people or a nation. But they have fallen to the level of, I would say, vermin. You know, just fucking pests, roaches, rats. You know, things you want to exterminate. I mean, they really are. They're the most pernicious, evil fucking things in the world. So what I'm saying is, you know, the people on my side were legitimately, you know, working toward trying to resurrect this shithole from the shithole place it's in right now. They're not disappeared, but there's sure a lot less of them. I mean, we face, in numerical terms, we face an overwhelming disadvantage. Anyway, now here's the thing I do periodically. Low-level communications. Like, you don't have to have electronic communications. You just, you know, did you ever see that movie Duplicity? Julia Roberts and Clive Owens. Well, what it is you could just sit something, you could sit a bottle on a bus. You can lay a newspaper the wrong side up. You can do almost anything, and these are signals. Any little thing that you can spot on the street that you might think is innocuous could in fact be, and probably is, depending on if you're trained to spot these things, a signal to the terror motherfuckers to do one thing or another, to look out for one thing or another. And this is the system that they use. I wrote a paper on it. You know, as there's a friend of mine, Sam Kimry, when he was in NSA, the Soviets were using, this is back before the United States surrendered, probably 45, 46, just before they surrendered. But he wrote a paper showing that the Soviets use microwave relay towers rather than landlines to signal, you know, units, you know, in case they needed to do an alert, an exercise. And it was codenamed Mercury Grass. And that was the one thing he did in his whole career, but that was good enough, because after that, he got promoted and he never got fired, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But it's the same kind of thing. Once you have found something, a little gold nugget, and you run with it, you know. And so anyway, ever since I discovered that particular facet, which is probably not my discovery alone. I mean, it's something that's been known, but I'm pretty skilled at finding out things. I mean, I can interpret the signals pretty easily. It's almost second nature now. But anyway, I call it interdiction. If I see something that I'm sure is a signal, what I'll do is, if I can, I'll throw it away, trash it, turn it around, hide it, whatever the fuck I can do. All right, so they know that, and it really pisses them off. I mean, to the point of, like, they like to kill me. In fact, I think sometimes they do try to kill me. They haven't been successful, mostly because they're not too good at predicting my movements, thank God. But anyway, so that's interdiction. Another thing I do is, if I see something I'm sure is a symbolic message with some critical, actionable worth, then I photograph it and send it off to the folks at Vienna. So anyway, this is the thing I do. This is my job. And in addition to that, what I really am hopeful to do, and I think I've had a couple of opportunities which I think may have panned out to my favor, may have panned out well. That means I may have been able to be successful, is to be an expediter. That is, someone who expedites. What is an expediter? Well, let's say a person is a great problem, a significant actor in this intelligence war, I call it a war of craft, and you need to find a way to eliminate them. I mean, just stop them, bag them and tag them and put them in the ground or whatever. I have been successful in doing this myself. Not by myself, but I have been successful in being the instrument, the pointed end of the spear. So anyway, what I really want to do is I have several modest designs for assassination weapons, assassination modality, I guess you might want to say, and I like to test them. Anyway, I like to say, where is the target, and then what's the timeline? In other words, how long do I have to eliminate the target? And then, if that's something that seems like something I should do, well, I'll improvise, and then I'll eliminate the target, either by making them so ill or so ineffective that they cease to be a problem, or transport them to another state, another city, another country. Shit, if I could, I'd transport them to the fucking goddamn moon, or Jupiter, or Pluto. But anyway, but probably the best thing to do is just use an ice pick and kill them. Ice picks are very useful. You can use a nail. Nail is useful. You can use a hammer. Any common instrument you can use. You can push them in front of a train. You could deliver a lethal blow. Of course, all these things can be done to me, but you could do it to them too. I mean, I could do it to them. I have the wherewithal to do it. So what I'm saying is, I really would like to learn. I like a little more experience. I'd like to be like Jane Bond, get my 00 status. Do a couple of kills, and then M would say, now you have